Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind?
Yes, my name is Mohammed, Muhammad, Virginia L, Virginia like the state of Virginia, dash EL. I'm 71 years old. I'll be 72 April 26th. I had a whole lot growing up, some things were kept from me for a long time. I did research on my own because a lot of stuff during the time I was coming up in a Jim Crow society, which is still going today for real. It has never ended. But anyway, I grew up in segregated schools, and the teachers I had never taught the truth about our glorious past. The only thing we was taught to learn is that we was once slaves working and being oppressed for 400 plus years without pay, without fair treatment, without any kind of respect. Our grandmothers was repeatedly raped. They was breeding black people like you breed cattle or any other livestock. How they subjugated our people, dehumanized us, just brought us down to the lowest common denominator. Got us doing the things today that was not in our original culture before he came in our presence. Since he's been in our midst, we be caught catching hell. These preachers in churches keep preaching every Sunday about heaven and hell. Who knows hell better than black people of America, all over the world for that matter, who has experienced that their entire life? Grew up in a hell. Like Eddie Grant said, born on the front line, born in the wrong time, born of a time we being oppressed and disrespected, dehumanized, colonized, subjugated, miseducated, indoctrinated. All kinds of stuff is thrown at our people. And our people today refuse to see the truth of what it is out of fear. What they don't realize, the enemy plays with on your emotions and your fear. That's how he keep you under control. Your weak points of your life. You know that you are afraid of doing this thing because you somehow fear that he's superior over you. The whole thing about white supremacy is actually a myth. He has no more power than what people allow him to have. I keep going for the same old garbage he throws at you. I hope that you're going to be docile. You just go along to get along. Keep on accepting it. But teacher never taught me the truth about the things that's been done to our people, how our past is full of bloodshed, full of suffering, full of pain. I mean, it's just bad for slavery, how they took advantage of black women, repeatedly raped them, and had laws in the book that says you cannot rape a black woman. She's promiscuous by nature. In other words, she's a whore by nature, which is a lie. That's one reason they didn't want slavery. They could violate a black woman with impunity. No fear of punishment because she's been subjugated and disrespected, not looked upon as anybody worthy of respect or humane treatment. And they took advantage of that opportunity. Not only did the slave master rape the women, his buddies, his sons, everybody else who wanted to have some kind of orgy with the black women could do so with impunity. It's a bad situation we had to go through. That's why so many of us today have all these different variant in complexions, from a dark to damn near white. That's why it was set up. They never expect black people to enjoy what they call the American dream. It's been his dream, our nightmare, his heaven, our hell, his blessing, our curse. That's the way it's set up. It's just not broken. It's functioning the way it was meant to operate. So there's no such thing as fixing the system. The only solution is destroying the whole system, the foundation. Destroy it. It is wicked. This is hell. Like I say, nobody knows hell better than the black man and woman of America who suffered hell from the time they were born up to the current time when they reach their adulthood life. It's the same thing. It hasn't changed. They give you what you call illusion of inclusion. They want you to believe that you are part of this, what they call American dream, when all the time you're not. It was never meant for you to enjoy the dream, as they call it. In fact, I can recall a reading a book. I can't remember the name of the book, but there was a quote in that book saying a black man shall not enjoy the fruits of white society. Meaning you cannot have the same rights and privileges that they enjoy. It was never meant for you to benefit in any way from this system, economically, politically, or any other way. They brought you here for three reasons. What I call the three S's. Be a slave, a sharecropper, and a squatter. That's the only reason that they brought you here. Of course, some of our people is already here. We are the indigenous people, but those of our brothers and sisters who brought from the motherland, we all suffer the same beast, being preyed upon, being demonized, being disrespected, being hated. But they know who the black man and black woman really are. We are the chosen people. We have endured every type of evil thrown at us. We endured 400 plus years of slavery. We endured medical experiments. We endured many lynchings. We endured mass incarceration. I mean, you name it. We endured dying in their walls, fighting and killing, dying for unknown causes. Everything they ever thrown at us, we endured. We endured all these diseases thrown at us, like HIV and AIDS, and now they had the COVID. They know only the strong survive. We are the strongest. That's been proven time and time again. We are the GOAT, G-O-A-T, greatest of all time. And they know this, and they are jealous. They want to be us so bad in secrecy, but they want the stuff that we go through. They want our color. They allow the sun trying to tan, get sunburned, and get skin cancer as a result. They want to dance like us, sing like us, rap like us, dress like us, walk like us, talk like us, have a sense of humor like us. They want everything without suffering, because they know we are the greatest. We are second to none. And this they know. We are the first and the last, the Alpha and the Omega, beginning and the end. They know it. Despite all their efforts they did, tried to make us come extinct, it has failed. And now that their numbers are dwindling because their birth rate is low, they will try to take a lot of black people down with them by burning us on the street like the police department has been doing. To me, the police is another branch of the Ku Klux Klan. They're doing the same exact thing the Klan done. They hunt our people down and murder them in large numbers. And the police department started from the slave catchers. That's how the whole police organization was started in the beginning. Mimicking the slave patrol they had to catch runaway slaves to escape from the plantations. They hunted them down. That's exactly what the police are doing today, out on the street, targeting mainly black people, their number one target, because they feel threatened by our presence in this society. They have not changed. They're never going to change because it's not in their nature to change. They are what they are, like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. They are the devil. And what is the root word in devil? Evil, E-V-I-L. You put the D in front, you get do of evil, which is what they do. You need no more to look at their history, past and present. You can see for yourself who they really are. That's why they have a problem with critical race teaching in schools, because they don't want their past and their true nature exposed to the world for all the atrocious and heinous crimes they committed on the face of this earth. They are a threat to all life on this planet. They are what I call cosmic cancer, a cancer to the whole universe. They polluted all the air, all the water, put radiation poison in the ground, damaged the environment, the natural vegetation that supplies oxygen to the air. They had damaged that. Put all kinds of chemicals in your food that you eat, processed food, something designed to make your lifespan shorter than what it normally should be, just to keep you caught up in our matrix. So how can they have the audacity to say that they are the chosen people when their history shows otherwise? They go to church on Sunday, act all pious, and after church they back to their evil. It was like during the time they mentioned black people wholesale in this country. And most of the lynchings occurred after church service. They invite their friends, give them a ticket to attend the event, have special trains and carpool service for those who didn't have transportation to get to the event, so they could attend. They would bring food along and drink and being entertained at the sight of somebody being tortured to death. They're very, very wicked. And not only that, too, someone will bring instruments to the lynching scene, like knives, corkscrews, any kind of instrument that can inflict torture and pain on the victim. They cut off your ears, your toes, sometimes your whole foot, your genitalia. For a black woman, cut off her breasts and keep it as souvenirs. And take the rope or chain that was used to lynch you and keep selling parts of it as souvenirs to the crowd. Like I say, they would bring food and drink to the event. That's where the word picnic comes from. Pick a nigger. Barbecue comes from the idea that they used to burn you alive. They call it a barbecue. One of the most brazen ones, the ones that happened in Waco, Texas. Not brazen, but the most horrifying event. I meant to say not brazen, horrifying. One that happened in Waco, Texas in June of 1916. This young brother by the name of Jesse Washington, how he was falsely accused of murdering a white woman that he worked for. He was dragged from the courtroom after his trial was ended in the death penalty, dragged to a lynching scene, and on the way to the lynching scene while he's being dragged, they beat him with bricks and shovels till his whole body was covered with blood and bruises. They take him to the public square, chain him to a tree with a fire already burning, and burn him alive. Lower his body down into the flames and take it out after a while to see the results of the body so the crowd can cheer every time to see the results of the damage done to his body from being burnt. These people are not human. There's nothing human about them. Matter of fact, the word human was originally spelled Hueman, hue, meaning one of color. He has no hue, no color. He is not human. He's a people, but he's just a species of a people. He's not human. He's what you call reptilian. He has the nature of a snake. He's very crafty, very sneaky. He look in your face and tell you a lie. Then betray you. You betray your trust in him, like he done with the natives when he first come upon this land. Give them blankets, especially with smallpox, and get them alcohol, and get them drunk, while he would violate their women, and murder his children. And there is nothing spiritual about these people, nothing at all. They were never chosen to be prophets or any other type of religious figure because of their evil nature. They don't fit the curriculum to be somebody of the divine, somebody with divinity. There's no spirituality in them. It doesn't exist. They are people of the devil. Matter of fact, you look at John 8:44 in the scriptures, to give you a clear account of that. John 8:44, it speaks clear who you're dealing with. As it quotes, "Ye are of your father, the devil. He was a liar and a murderer from getting no time. There's no truth in him. When he speaks a lie, he speaks his native language. He's the father of all lies." That's where it's quoted in John 8:44 in the scriptures. They are not to be trusted by no means. They show you time and time again who they are. How much more proof do you need for you convinced that you deal with your enemy? How much more evidence do you need? It's all been said and done. If you cannot see it by now, you got to be sure enough stuck on stupid. They got you involved in politics, voting for these bastards. Politics, religion, and education has failed black people into society. None of them has ever done us any good. None of them. You vote for people who don't have no intention on doing good by you. If they had intent on doing good, they would have paid you reparations by now. Something they had no intention on doing. When you ask about reparations, they tell you, reparations for what? Check for what? They tell you right there they had no intention on reconciling all the wrong been done to you. It's not in their nature. We owe enough money to bankrupt this whole entire country. That's for real. Because really no amount of money can make up for all the lives they snuffed out of our ancestors. All the murders they committed, all the medical experiments they done upon our people, all the castrations they done to our men. Oh, the list goes on and on. The mass incarceration, where our families broken up and separated like they done during slavery. They put you in prison and separate you from your family. A loved one of, like your mother, your father, or your sister, brother might pass away while you confined, and they don't care. In order to attend their funeral, you have to pay the state so much money for transportation and for gas and mileage. We are still in a slave colony. This is not democracy. This is tyranny, what it's always been. They have never lived up to the creed of liberty and justice for all. I think the time they wrote all this stuff, 1776, if we declare all men are free and equal regardless of class, creed, or color, what did they have going on during that time they wrote all this garbage? They had us on auction blocks, sell us like you sell livestock, sell it and trade you like you are an animal, strip you of your clothes in public, and examine you like you examine an animal at a pet store for you buy out. This is very, very demonic. So much stuff they have to pay for it. That's why they want to pay reparations. Like I say, this country become bankrupt. All the land that was stolen from our ancestors, their own acres of land that was stolen. All the communities we built that they destroyed. Rosewood, Florida, Ocoee, Florida, Silicon Valley, New York, now called Central Park, Forsyth County in Georgia. Oh man, so many Tulsa, Oklahoma, Durham, North Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina, Norfolk, Virginia, Blasto site in New Mexico, at a beach out there in California, a black couple owned that was taken. Um, I think I remember the location. I think it's in Los Angeles, California, if I'm not mistaken. A black couple owned this beach resort that was meant for black people since black people can go to a white controlled beaches, and the government took their land from them. And the family, I understand, fought, and their descendants got the land back. So much land and other things were stolen from us. A lot of our inventions were stolen. Matter of fact, Edison did not invent the electric light bulb. There's a brother, Henry Louis Latimer, who discovered a filament to be better suited for the light bulb to work. As a matter of fact, he taken Edison to court and won because Edison was stealing his invention and his ideas, claiming it as his. The automobile, a brother from New Jersey, C.R. Patterson, invented the automobile, not Henry Ford. The only thing Henry Ford done was mass produce the cars. He did not invent the automobile himself. These are things they want to teach our children in school because they want to know them to know about their glorious past and how great they are as a people. They try to keep you in a state of confusion, a state of ignorance, a state of when you always remain in fear. That's why they have these churches set up in every neighborhood in our societies, in the black community in particular. Churches almost on every corner, but at the same time, the neighborhood is suffering from poverty and crime and drug addiction. What are these pastors doing? All this money they rake in every Sunday on a collection plate, you paying tithes. What are they doing with this money? They are not contributing to the community. You got a lot of rundown houses in the black community, that among other issues, and they fail to address it. All this money he getting every Sunday going to his collection plate, going into his pocket for his own self-interest and gain. He living in glory and fame while you live in poverty and shame. So why are you still going to church, paying these preacher pimps money to exploit you? I know that right here in Virginia, where I'm from in North Virginia, is a church right here in the Fairfax County area where this preacher attempted to set up an ATM machine at the church where the attendants can pay their tithes through ATM. He's all about money. It's all he ever been about money. And the people are so blind, so ignorant, they continue to go for the same tricks without having any kind of mindset to realize they're being played. Go for the same old 369, waiting on some Jesus to come back and save them. And Jesus never existed. This whole figment of imagination. First of all, there's no J in the Hebrew alphabet. So his name couldn't have been Jesus if he ever existed, which I don't think he has. As my understanding, the name Jesus is derived from the name Zeus, which is a Greek god back in pagan days people worship. That's how the name Jesus originated. Well, in Latin they might say Jesus. It's the same exact name they use. These missionaries go around the world. Their only objective is to enforce white supremacy through trickery. You got the missionaries coming in with the Bible in one hand. In the meantime, you got the mercenaries checking out the resources, things that they want to steal. And finally, you got the military waiting in the back in case somebody rebel. So that's missionary, mercenary, and military, the three M's. That's how they operate. They go all around in different continents and countries with the gospel for image of a white Jesus. Get the people indoctrinated, get you under a spell of confusion. And once they got you trapped, then they got you in a matrix. You get stuck on religion as a means of saving you. Religion has never been able to save you. It's a means of control. That's the whole plan. You are the mark of the beast, which is opposition, superstition, ignorance, self-hatred, lies, and fear. That's their means of control. Opposition, superstition, ignorance, self-hatred, lies, and fear. So it's time for our people to wake up and see what's going on. Come out your mental grave of death and come alive. You have to know the truth. The truth will set you free. Otherwise, you always be a victim. You cannot trust your oppressor. If he don't treat you right, you already know he's not going to teach you right. He is your enemy. He's your enemy yesterday, today, tomorrow, forever. He has no intentional coexistence with black people. It was never in his plan. Never. His only goal is to maintain white supremacy. Well, it's not going to happen because his number has reached its course. Given 6,000 years of rulership, and now his time is coming to a close. That's why he's getting more violent than he ever been before, because he see the handwriting on the wall. You know it's about to go down. He don't want you to wake up. He want to keep you stuck on stupid while he continues to exploit you and take advantage of you. He had no intention ever of doing right by you. Don't look for it. He still live by that Dred Scott decision of 1857, where the Supreme Court wrote, a black man has no rights of a white man bound to respect. He show you right to this day how he feel about you. Why can't you see it by now? Look how he underreporting things that happen to you on the news media. He underreport. It's like the case of Ahmaud Arbery. We didn't learn about that until almost 2 months after the event happened. That, among other cases, that he's been silenced on. The only time you get in the spotlight of the news is when you commit some kind of crime. Then your name flashes all over the newspaper everywhere. Everybody can see it. We do something glorious, something very honorable. He's barely even printed. If he does print it, it's somewhere in the back of the paper where it's overlooked in small print. He does not want you to know your greatness, your glory, your fabulous past. He does not want you to know you are the chosen one, that you are the first and the last. His whole objective to keep you ignorant, to keep you trapped, which means you're still a slave to this day. If you're trapped in ignorance, and some of us don't want to face the fact, as far as economics, you are a slave. If you don't believe it, just check it out. Who are you working for to get your daily bread for survival? You work for him. in some position, whether it be in the government or this private firm. He's either working as a secretary, a waiter, a cashier, a nurse, a teacher, any position that he control. I think you working in his firm, his economy is getting rich while you are remaining poor. You depend on him for electricity going in your home, for water going to your home, for telephone service going in your home, for cable service going in your home. He control the hospitals that you get treated at. He control the supermarkets that you shop at, all the clothing, the shoe stores and jewelry stores, the gas stations. Just about everywhere you turn in society, he has control over you some way, somehow. His whole idea to keep us powerless. Without economic power, you could never have a real power. That's why he destroyed our communities we had because of that. Out of jealousy, envy, and hate. He cannot compete with us on an equal playing level. So, out of jealousy, envy, and hate, he destroyed everything we build. He don't want you to get nowhere near his level. Like I say, not going to happen long because his numbers are dwindling very, very fast. They dying for opioid addiction, suicide, white on white crime, diseases, and other means. So now he's running scared. That's why he's against abortion. He wants women to get abortion because their numbers are already low. More of them dying than being born. They're coming extinct. That's their greatest fear. White annihilation. My sister Frances Cress Welsing pointed out so beautifully in their book, ISIS Papers, that they fear genetic annihilation because they know that the black man's sperm and genes are the strongest. Whether it be a black man and a white woman or white woman, black man, or black woman, white man, whatever the case, the baby's always black. The black gene is dominant. That's what they hate. They're afraid of that power that we have as a people. One thing I cannot stand the thought of being annihilated from the face of the earth through genetic means. It might be strange too that during the time that they was had all out Jim Crow and lynching going on, they didn't want black men to have any dealing with white women. At the same time, they was raping the black women wholesale, getting away with it. It's like they done during slavery, chattel slavery, they done the same thing. Even after that period of time, they was chasing black women down, raping them. Matter of fact, my mother and some of my aunts down in Alabama, where they from, at nighttime, a lot of black women be running scared because at nighttime, a lot of those white soldiers be in the area, going to a restaurant and so forth, will pursue black women for sexual pleasure to chase them down. And they would go out at nighttime for that reason. He has a lot of nerve to speak about racial integration as far as sexual dealers. But he's the one that started this whole mess from time of chattel slavery. Some of those slave women he brought over slave ships was raped. And not only did he rape the women, he also raped the men and young boys too. What my brother Tariq Nasheed called buck breaking. Matter of fact, he has a movie about that, a DVD, a documentary of all the sexual crimes they committed against black people. See, black men and black boys and sexually violate them in front of everybody to embarrass him, to make him feel less than a man, and to feel fear in other slaves. They had to watch this stuff right before their eyes of their loved ones being sexually violated and disrespected. This is why they're pushing the LBGT agenda, because they're trying to demasculate the black man, feminize him, to make him appear weak to the world. So they started pushing the LGBT agenda. You know, some commercials on TV, you see it. It's showing same-sex relations on the commercials, just to try to steal the idea in young black children growing up to accept this type of behavior. If they once they capture the black man and feminize him, then he's not a threat. That's the reason another why they massive incarcerating black men, especially young ones, destroy their ability to procreate and to feminize them. They know that in the prison there's a lot of rape going on. The sex is a natural phenomenon, a natural zone. It's like hunger, thirst, and sleep. Those are four original zones that must be fulfilled when the urge or need come about. So they use sex as a weapon in that sense by separating from your other half, separate the man from this woman, and separate women from their men when they had these women in prison to eradicate the black family structure, destroy it, where there's no man in the house raising children, only a single parent, a mother. Because they know that a woman is not capable of raising a male child as a man can. And they also know that a man cannot raise a daughter better than a woman can. So they keep breaking up the black families through mass incarceration for all kind of petty crimes. When in the first place, who gives him the right to judge somebody's moral character as far as criminality is concerned? He's the biggest criminal on the face of the earth. He always has been. He had mastered every crime that he accused black people of committing. And how did people learn how to be criminals? By being in a society that he controlled. He always say association will be the assimilation. If you live in a society so long, you're going to take on its ways and ideals. You've been conditioned this way to be this way. We were not criminals before he come in our presence. These are law-abiding, loving people who respected each other, who live in harmony and peace, who care for one another like sisters and brothers supposed to. Once you come in this, everything's changed. I mean, like everything he touches turns to shit, everything. Everywhere he goes, he pollutes everything. If I call him a cosmic cancer, he's a cancer to this whole entire planet. He is not going to change. I don't care how much marching you do, how much praying you do, how much begging you're doing, how much protesting you're doing, how much demonstrating you're doing. He is not going to change. He is who he is. He is the devil. It's an undisputed fact. It's not based upon prejudice, bigotry, or hate. It's based upon natural fact. He confirmed that by his action. You need no more proof. If you cannot understand it right now, then you need somebody to sit down and try to educate you in a more stronger way. I mean, it's plain to see. You don't need no more proof. All this, the things that's been done throughout history by this evil doing is enough for you to be convinced who he is by now. There's no good in him. I don't care when you see him, where you see him, or the circumstances around him. He is the devil. I don't care if you see him in England, in France, in America, in Russia, wherever he exists. He is who he is. He is the devil. There is no good in him. Never has been. We are victimized all over the planet. And he carried this poison everywhere he's gone. It spread out to other nations, made them feel the same way towards us. To a point now, everybody hates black people. Like I say, out of jealousy, envy, and hate, he has done this. As a matter of fact, speaking of those foreigners, being that his numbers are dwindling, he counted a lot of them foreigners as white, trying to pad his numbers, which is not going to help, because he is dwindling from this earth in large numbers. Pretty soon he won't exist no more. He'll be just done. There's a lot more I can say, but right now I need to take a break because I'm kind of tired. Been up early this morning, take care of a lot of business. I would like to do a part 2 at a later date. Again, this is a brother, Muhammad, Virginia, L. Carlson, Virginia. You have a lovely day. Remember, never trust your enemy.
Check out the boldest blog
never, ever trust your enemy.
And follow Scurv on Twitter, Facebook.
He's the same old 369 that he was yesterday. Nothing changed. He is evil. Peace.
Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition, stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion? Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us there's nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So, my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that before the white man gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then, following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China, he took silk and gunpowder. From India, he took jute, manganese, and rubber. He raped Africa of her diamonds and her gold. From the Mideast, he took barrels of oil untold, raping, robbing, and murdering everything in his path. The whole black world has tasted of the white man's wrath. So, my friend, it's not hard to tell. A white man's heaven is a black man's hell. before we came to America, we were living in the East. By the Nile River, we were living in luxury, enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. We wore silken robes and slippers of gold. We were the wealthiest and the wisest people, I'm told. Now we are the poorest of the poor. Nobody wants us at their door. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is black man hell. When the white man came to America, he told the Indian, I am your white brother. He said, red man, I'll treat you the best. Yet and still he pushed the Indian further west with his white woman and firewater. Tricks and lies, he stole America. The original owner of this nation is cooped up on a reservation. So my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. He needed someone to work the land. His back was too weak. He needed you, black man, so he commissioned Sir John Hawkins to commit the world's most grievous sin, to take a man who's born to be free and bring him down to slavery, to sell a man as merchandise, on his body put a price. Oh, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is a black man hell.